on the middle there. You know, the wisps are going to come out as a group of 5. And if you hit the middle one, they're all going to blow up and die to level 3 Nova. And so you just want to, you know, press Z or V or whatever your button is and just spam left click on the area right below the middle of the what's it called? Gold mine, and it'll work out for you. So obviously Tavern the Panda, there's another Frost Nova, which gets rid of all those wisps, and it's free gold down the drain. It's free experience. It's just in general really good. So right here he's like, you know, I don't really need to fight into you, but I can kill your panda again. So there's Nova. You know, he's actually out of mana this time on the Lich, so I'm not quite sure how he's going to play this one. Oh right, he's going to coil it again, because it's day and the wells are basically out of mana. He's going to heal it once more, and he's going to get up to 678. And that's pretty good, but you know, he's going to keep coiling it basically. So the Deathstroke gets focused really, really quickly, and that's kind of a mistake. But he's going to be able to keep coil spamming on that panda right there. And you see the haste fire does pretty well. But, you know, he uses the healing scroll and he focuses on the panda some more. And down to 40 hit points, there's the invul pot finally. And so now, you know, he wasted a lot of focus on that hero. But you know, now the panda's kind of in a bad spot. And so, oh look, Frost Nova and Death Coil. Yeah, that was cool. I just, you know, friggin' Death Packed a Gargoyle, and now your heroes are going to keep dying. Or maybe it was Navam, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Point is, Lich, infinite mana. Death Knight clearly has enough mana. He's just able to focus down heroes, and this is really one of the key strengths of Undead, is that you can just do this. You know, you can just show up and say, oh yeah, you know, you bought a healing scroll, that's cute. You bought an AMS potion, yeah, that's kind of clever. Too bad I still reduce your armor by 4.1, and you died. So, sucks to be you, basically. And this is really just the strength of Undead. You can just focus stuff down so easily. And you see here that, you know, in a small unit battle, Czech is able to pull his units back a little bit. And oh look, there's the coil, so my units aren't dying still. But you're out upgrading me, so yeah, my Gargs aren't doing as much damage as I would have hoped they would do. The important thing, though, is, you know, he's just doing very well. And picking off tries. Basically, the reason he's even staying so long is because his opponent doesn't have any heroes alive. So, you know, he doesn't gain any experience, so he's just trying to farm down his opponent. There's really two things going on here. You know, there's one, and it's that, you know, I'm gaining more experience than you because you don't have heroes. The other one is a really important concept, is he's actually got 2 gold mines, and his opponent only has 1, because the mains have run out now. And so he's actually out-mining his opponent really hard. And so it's okay to lose units 2-1, because he makes up for it, because you know you know, both the players can lose their armies, and if you're mining 2-1, you know, and you're losing units 2-1. If both players lose their armies, then you're both left with just heroes, assuming that Checkers is back. But you're left with just heroes and an expansion for the undead, which is a bit of an advantage. So yeah, he was able to just trade units out and not really care. So there's the Orb of Corruption, and you know, there's the Dead Druid of the Claw. Pretty easy stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a recap, but really Undead is such a strength with just focusing on single units and then deciding, I have enough mana, my heroes are 5/5, I can go right-click your heroes. Actually, he doesn't right-click the heroes, he coil novas the heroes, and he just waits for the cooldown and he coil novas again. Now, with units like A-bombs, you might want to be tempted to defensive coil, and in a lot of cases you kind of do. But one thing to worry about is, you know, if there's a lot of Dryades out there, the regular attack is mitigated by armor, but the 4 damage per second from the poison does stack, and so you can have a very easy, like, you know, say there's 10 Dryads, you're going to lose 40 hit points a second just from poison. And that may not seem like a lot when the unit has 1,000 something hit points, but you know, if you count in the cooldown and the actual damage output of the units, you're not going to keep the A-bomb alive. You're just not. And really, I guess a lot of what he's also trying to do is he's trying to bait his opponent to unmorph a bear. Because if he unmorphs a bear and he turns it into Druid of the Claw form to rejuve the hero, he's going to get the free claw kill super easy. He's going to get it with that with that orb. He's going to have -4 armor or something, and it's just going to drop. And you know, the Gargs only have 1 attack upgrade, and it just doesn't matter. He's just running them over because it just doesn't matter. And I think it's kind of phenomenal that Elf can, you know, expand at the beginning and have 3/3 upgrades and still lose to 1-0 Gargs. But I mean, this is just, he got out-leveled. I mean, he really got out-heroed, and that's really what it is. Ciceria played it very well, and he just has beefy heroes that can kill all of Czech's heroes. And then afterwards go for the Dryads as dessert. So he has to pull back now for a little bit. The A-bomb is taking damage. This is a case where you can pretty easily coil it. And hey, look, you know, I'm giving it level 3 on Holy Aura, so it doesn't even move all that slowly, and I coiled it. So Careface. In this case, again, he's playing intelligently because he knows he has an advantage. He doesn't need to push now at this point. And so he's going to hide on the Blight, he's going to hide by the tower, and he's going to let himself mine, because why the hell wouldn't you? If you're winning both in army size and in income, there's really no point to accidentally throw away a battle by playing and fighting in a bad spot. And at this point, he's just ripping the hell out of the Panda, and really he should have been able to staff that. I mean, that's just a mistake. But, Avon takes damage. He does get the coil off this time because he can't coil anything else. Everything's magic immune or undead, so keeps that alive for a little bit, but you just saw he coiled it, and it just didn't matter. It just got ripped up. So, coil's not as amazing of a defensive tool as you might think. And, the Dark Ranger comes in there and just gets owned. So, there's that. Pretty easy fight there, I think, for the undead at that point. So really this game was all about, withstanding pressure. And it was all about Nova and ghouls and skeletons and getting the Gargs up as quickly as possible and having units there, and he got rid of the Dryas with the Gargoyles, got rid of the Archers with the Ghouls, and then as time wore down he got Blight and Towers to keep himself alive. His Gargs just kept streaming in, and they kept streaming in, and he eventually forgot to force a TP because Undead has lots of regen with Blight and their natural regeneration and Unholy Aura. Night Elf, when they're outside of their base, only has natural hero regen, and so you can wear them down in fights like that. And that's a lot of how Undead wins, is they just wear down their opponent, especially where you're defending. If you're attacking, it's probably because you think you have an advantage, and so you win because you have an advantage and you kill their units. But if you're on the defensive, you really have to wear your opponents down and just abuse Blight and abuse Focus Fire. And if your opponent has an army too big for you, and he's good with staffs, and he's got potions, then you're helpless. You're not going to win. But if you make it close, if you didn't make any mistakes, then you should be able to just play a game of attrition and survive your battle. So that's how it went for the Undead. That's how you should try to make it go for yourselves. And this is Phreak signing out. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you would like personal audios of your own or training or such, feel free to PM me or email me at phreakwr@gmail.com. You guys are great. Peace.